Okay, I'm Bob Hermes. They call me Hermit Bob. I'm a little antisocial. That's why they say the hermit. But I think every comedian is a little antisocial. In fact, I asked one of those comedians out in the lobby, I said, don't you think a good comedian would be antisocial? And she told me to buzz off. So anyway, my real name is, actual name is Hermes. It sounds like herpes, and it's always given me trouble because I'll say I'm Bob Hermes, and people will cover up and go, say, what? And I go, and I'm not contagious. It's Hermes with an N, not Hermes with a P. And it's always kind of hampered my social life, probably led to me wanting to be a hermit. But in high school, I can remember, I even had problems back then. The yearbooks in the most likely to succeed section said, there was a picture of me, and it said, this guy couldn't get lucky in a brothel with a $100 bill taped to his Johnson. And I thought, so that's how you do it. Because I always took the $100 bill. They took it from me and threw me out in the street. Most of my problems stem from grade school. I was raised in the standard place a good comedian comes from, a Catholic grade school with the big ugly nuns. Now, I don't want to say anything negative about nuns. I understand they've changed, but they're out incognito now. You don't even know they're around. I know there's none in this room because the hair on the back of my hands is not standing up. But they used to hate all children, and they put this premise like the flying nun loved children. And I never saw that. They seemed to take better care of the girls, but they really hated the boys. They tormented the boys. There was no getting away from them except in the boys' restroom. And we would hide in there for most of the time till the janitor would come in and get us out because the nuns had never come in, except for one day. We were all in there having a peeing contest. And the peeing contest basically was you lined up at the urinals and you start peeing and you walk backwards till you hit the wall behind you. And the first one that hits the wall behind you without peeing on the floor wins. So it was me, Francis, and it was Tommy Ledbetter and Nino. Now, Nino should have gone pro. He just kind of did it to work on his tricks. He knew he was going to win, so whoever came in second actually won the peeing contest. So we started off, and everybody's peeing. Francis takes a step back. I take a step back. Nino's already 3 steps back, and he's cleaning the grout around the flush handle. And Tommy, he takes a step back, but he doesn't have the arc you need. He's not going to make it. We know he's not going to make it. Francis takes another step back. I take another step back. Nino's now on the wall, and he's knocking down cobwebs up in the corner. And we look over at Tommy. Tommy takes a step back, and he doesn't have it anymore, and he starts hitting the floor. Then we hear this chain coming down the hallway, and that's the nuns had these rosaries that just made this loud noise, and we knew we had it, but we had time to finish the contest because she had to go get the janitor. But this time we heard the rosary hit the door, we heard her foot hit the door, and we said, she's coming in, and we just hit the toilets. We're right up against them except for Tommy. For some reason, he thought he could zip up in time, but he was still going, and he didn't, and she came in and grabbed him by the nape of the neck like a rodent, like a hawk grabbing a rodent, and she flew out of there with him and said, not in our school, mister. And we were just dumbfounded. We zipped up and went running out in the hallway, and there was nobody in the hallway except a stream of piss going all the way down to the door of the principal's office. So we go down there to see what's happening, and we don't hear anything. And all of a sudden, no, sister, no, sister. And then this blood-curdling scream, and we left. And that was the last time we ever saw Tommy Ledbetter. But about 3 months later, this new girl comes to class. And I look at her. They're introducing her to the class. I look at her, and I go, Francis, doesn't she look like somebody? It's Tommy. And we both look at Nino, and Nino goes, no, it couldn't be. And they said, this is Thomasina. And we go, oh, no. And so at the recess, we get together and we start thinking, they must have cut his dick off and take him over to the convent, and they turned him into a girl. That's where he's been for the last 3 months. And Nino goes, I'm going to go ask. Well, you weren't allowed to go ask. You weren't allowed to talk to the girls. Nino says, boys, I'm going in. And he goes straight over to that girl, and he says, are you Tommy Ledbetter? Did they cut your dick off? And she screamed, and then it was like a scene out of Disneyland I saw one time when a guy lit up a doobie. There was nuns coming out of panels and out of manhole covers, and they got Nino and they just pummeled him. They had him down in 13 seconds. Yeah, the nuns did not like the boys. They protected the girls. But the priests liked the boys, but that's another story.